Got Mark Warneke in studio this evening. We're talking glues and everything to do with glues and how it can help you in terms of your projects at home. Maybe you're busy with some stuff. A couple of comments coming through, Mark. This one in from Don out in KZN Midland says, please advise me, what glue or adhesive should I use to repair a car side mirror that broke just above the point it screwed on the door? The mirror is not broken, but a new one, I've purchased a new one. What can I use to get this back onto the vehicle that's going to hold?
Right. So there are epoxies, and you know, whenever you're thinking of making sure that something is going to last and it's going to be strong and effective, then you are going to basically be looking at an epoxy. So what you'll do is you'll have a look, and there are automotive epoxies. They're twin pack material, and I think the ones that I saw today would have been made by Prattley or Alkaline or one of them, and they're actually specifically for automotive repairs. Now there's one thing that you have to remember with epoxies, and that is that they don't have a very long pot life or workability. Okay? So in the case of that mirror, if you could take it, remove it, repair it, and sand and finish off the areas so that you don't have big sections that you have to scrape off afterwards or try and remove, then do it off site and then try and mount it back onto the car again.
But depending on the glue that you use, will it hold?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you
in terms of, I'm talking about weather conditions, heat and stuff, will it not start cracking?
And that is the nice thing about an epoxy glue, is an epoxy glue actually converts to a different material. So it works by a chemical process as opposed to just the heat or just pressure, etc. So it converts itself and it becomes the strong, totally bonded material. The heat that it creates as well, especially in the case of plastics, also that helps to soften that plastic, and then once it's the heat is dissipated, then obviously your epoxy is adhered.
Fantastic. Right, so let's go back to the comments here on the WhatsApp. Hopefully that's helped you out, Don, out in KZN Midlands. This one in says, it's Louis Pulley out in Centurion. I want to find out, what do you use to stick the wooden light fitting on a concrete slab on the bottom floor? Interesting one, this.
Yeah, so if I'm understanding correctly, it's like a wooden lamppost type thing on a concrete base. My first thought would be to use a raw bolt type system, where you'll have an anchor into the concrete, and you'll drill a hole through the timber. So drill your holes, and obviously if it's a big round base, then you'll do 4 holes and right through into the concrete. The side that is in the concrete you anchor with an epoxy, and then the side which goes through the timber you can basically just fasten as normal, because you know, that steel won't corrode or anything in the timber.
Okay. I want to find out in terms of working with glue, because I've had some nasty experiences with glue. Maybe because I wasn't experienced in using it, but is glue dangerous to work with?
Any chemical is really, you have to take precautions.
Yeah.
So whenever I work with glue, if I'm going to be working with it a lot, and the types of glue that I work with are called polyurethanes, and we'll get into that a little bit, where they're used more for sealing and for gluing dado rails, that sort of thing, to surfaces. And what I do before I even use those is I put either a cream or some Vaseline type material on my hands first. And that does 2 things. One is, where they are slightly acidic or they're slightly alkaline and they will eat your hands, they don't actually come into contact with your hand as much when you've got the Vaseline on your hands. The second thing is, when you're smoothing it off with your thumb, it's a lot easier to actually work with those. Eyewear is very important. So make sure that you've always got goggles or glasses on, especially if you're using things like epoxies that have to be mixed and stuff like that, where you've got to handle it quite a lot. These spray glues, very, very important that you make sure that you've got respiratory gear on as well.